Rapper Missy Elliott, Angela Bassett, and Hilary Swank were all on hand Sunday for the Divas 2000 concert honoring Diana Ross in New York. But the talk was about whether Whitney Houston will keep her date to perform at tonight's party in L.A. honoring her mentor, Clive Davis.
I was called to go and perform on the show, and that's what I focused on.
Faith Hill was Houston's replacement at the Oscars after Whitney bowed out at the last minute, blaming a sore throat.
This has just happened too many times.
Celebrity journalist Tanya Hart tells Extra Aretha Franklin is ready to sub for Houston if she's a no-show tonight, but she says Whitney better be there.
If she is a no-show tonight, that this entire Hollywood community will be absolutely
Whitney question. Hi, everybody. I'm Nancy O'Dell.
Hello, Nancy. Hi, folks. I'm Pat O'Brien, and the Whitney Houston performance is what's happening in Hollywood right now. As speculation swirls around the star, Arista Records is celebrating its 25th anniversary tonight, and we are at ground zero. Whitney will take the stage. That's the official word today. Whitney was initially supposed to take the stage here at the Shrine Auditorium on Saturday night, but her rehearsal time was pushed back. Today, the show's executive producer, Dick Clark, told us Whitney did rehearse at her scheduled time on Sunday.
She looked great, she sounded great, it went without a flaw. And I tell you, that is the truth. She showed up for rehearsal exactly beforehand. Everybody was on stage. It went absolutely perfectly to the minute.
Whitney was accompanied by her husband, Bobby Brown, who will be sitting here in the front row. Just a few seats from the man being honored, her boss, Arista Records mogul, Clive Davis. Clark tells us Whitney will perform some of her greatest hits.
She's going to do a medley of songs. I absolutely guarantee it'll be a standing ovation, if not once or twice during the course. It's really a highlight.
Just a few weeks ago, Whitney was supposed to be part of the Oscar medley at the Academy Awards, and Faith Hill was brought in at the last minute to replace the pop diva.
What was it like filling in the last minute at the Oscars for Whitney?
Well, it was, you know, I just had a job to do, and I just kind of put on the professional hat and went and did it.
Nervous at all that night?
Afterwards, I was.
Were you?
Yeah, afterwards.
Why not until afterwards?
I didn't have time to think about it.
A Whitney Houston exclusive. Only E.T. can take you inside her first photo shoot since she backed out of the Oscars amid reports of drug problems. Now we talk to one of Whitney's family members and tell you what happened.
Everyone. From Mary Hart, I'm Julie Moran.
And I'm Bob Goen, and she's been out of sight now for 2 weeks amid rumors of drug problems. But last night, Whitney Houston made an impressive first public appearance since bowing out of the Oscars. And E.T. was behind the scenes.
I don't think that she should be judged. Whitney Houston has a talent that God gave her. Nobody else can take from her. And should be appreciated for what she is.
E.T. had the exclusive as Houston's husband, Bobby Brown, escorted her to a TV Guide photo shoot backstage at Arista Records' 25th anniversary celebration. And as Whitney posed with Carlos Santana and Alan Jackson, her cousin, Dionne Warwick, denied a report in this week's People magazine that claimed she was going to talk to Houston about an alleged drug problem. Warwick told E.T. that Whitney only missed the Oscars because she suffers from a chronic bronchial condition.
I don't pay attention to rumors, so you're going to talk about us regardless as to whether it's true or not. I think that is so totally unfair, unconditionally unfair, that people will just assume as opposed to finding out what the real deal is.
I don't know what her own truth is inside, but I'm sure she's a fantastic entertainer. Whatever's going on, she's going to be brilliant.
Whitney was greeted by a standing ovation as she walked on stage for a 6-song performance honoring her mentor, Arista chief Clive Davis. Davis chose not to respond to a Newsweek article which claims he begged Houston to enter rehab.
I didn't read any article, and I'm really not here to comment on someone's personal night on a night like this.
Whitney presented a medley of her greatest hits, but she sometimes spoke rather than sang the words, while 4 backup singers filled in the gaps. Houston also stopped abruptly before the final notes of I Will Always Love You to ask Brown for a glass of water. After her performance, Whitney rushed off without speaking to reporters, but Bobby came back to pose and jokingly asked the press not to write anything foul about him anymore.
That's enough. God bless you. Sometimes I read the tabloids and I find things about myself that aren't true. So I don't know what's true and what's not true, so I'll just have her in my prayers, and whatever the situation is, I'm behind 100%.
After the performance, Whitney was invited to a mansion for a private post-party party, and tomorrow we'll take you inside.
The world was watching. Drug rumors were swirling. Now Whitney Houston takes the stage and gets Hollywood support.
Let it just roll out
But is this enough? And what's next for the music diva?
Performed before a high-profile audience Monday night in Los Angeles. So what's next? Gina Silva has answers as the stars get in Whitney's corner.
Let it just roll off your back. From actress Lisa Rinna to singer Toni Braxton, even Jeff Bridges. Celebrities at last night's Arista tribute to legendary record executive Clive Davis came out in support of Whitney Houston.
She's such a strong-headed person. I find it really hard to believe any of the negative things that I'm hearing.
Those negative things include a January incident where she was stopped in a Hawaiian airport for marijuana possession. Houston also pulled out of several concerts at the last second, and she was removed from her scheduled Oscar night performance. But supporters like her cousin Dionne Warwick say Whitney doesn't have a problem. The tabloids do.
It's the media, babes. I'm sorry about that, but that's the way it is with you guys. If you don't know anything, you make it up.
Although crews weren't allowed inside, they did capture Houston's performance aired on Backstage monitors. She came out on stage in a glittering gold dress and dazzled the crowd with 6 songs. At one point, hubby Bobby Brown came on stage to wipe sweat from her brow.
She gave us her best that she could possibly give.
Brenda Andrews, a record executive, watched Whitney's performance from her 8th row seat.
Do you think that with this great performance that Whitney gave, all the negative rumors about her problems will disappear?
It should squash all rumors, and then the rest is left up to Whitney.
It's not all over for Whitney.
Celebrity journalist Tanya Hart disagrees. She says Whitney still has a rough road ahead to repair her reputation.
Now, I think she really has to work at cleaning up her act in terms of her public image.
But Whitney's already back at work. Extra has learned she's in the studio recording new tunes this week. And singer Montel Jordan says it's only Whitney's music that matters.
I think she's absolutely incredible with a voice that's timeless.
The Arista tribute to Clive Davis and Whitney's performance will air May 15th on NBC.
Hollywood.
I'm always proud whenever I see her.
Bobby speaks out. Cousin Dionne on the defense.
Ask the source.
And what really happened backstage? Witness the controversial return of Whitney. Find out if she's really a diva in distress.
Houston, there is no problem. Hi, everybody. I'm Nancy O'Dell.
Hi, Nancy. Hi, folks. I'm Pat O'Brien, and Whitney Houston did sing. That's what's happening in Hollywood right now. We had total backstage access to Whitney's triumphant performance last night. She belted out 6 of her hits, performed for 20 minutes, at one point joined by husband Bobby Brown on stage at the Arista 25th anniversary celebration. It was Whitney Houston's first public appearance since her Oscar no-show 2 weeks ago. And we were there exclusively as the couple made their way backstage, and Bobby posed for some photos.
I'm always proud whenever I see her. Always.
Whitney's big return was the talk of the night. On the red carpet,
I expect her to give a towering performance.
To backstage, where her cousin, Dionne Warwick, reiterated that vocal problems forced Whitney off the Oscars.
I sat there and listened to her try to sing.
Right.
She really tried. But
Must have broken your heart then, all the rumors and everything.
You know, it's so stupid when people have nothing else to say, especially when they don't know.
Yeah.
You know, ask the source.
But Whitney wasn't the only topic of discussion. Toni Braxton's barely there. How'd she do? Joining us now is People Magazine's Tom Caniff, who was at last night's show, as I was, and did she come through in the clutch?
Pat, I think she really did. I thought she was fabulous. She really stepped up to the mic, and she needed to.
There were a lot of rumors, of course, swirling around her, but I felt that 20 seconds after she got on stage, those were all kind of forgotten, weren't they?
They really were, and I think she was teasing the audience at the start. I don't know if you heard her warming up backstage, and I mean, the anticipation level was incredible. The woman has a flair for the dramatic.
And there were some people nitpicking about her performance, said she might have tripped or something. I didn't see that. I thought it was theater, the whole thing.
You know, I think, yeah, she might have done it as just a joke or something, because she certainly didn't trip. She might have done a little two-step when she caught her shoe on her long, shimmery gown, but I thought she looked fabulous, didn't you? I mean,
yeah, it's great. And what about the Bobby Brown appearance when he came out with the glass of water? Was that theater? What was that, a statement?
You know, well, she was sweating a lot, that's for sure. She really was, she was really working it up there, and I think she wanted to include him in her act and let people know how much they love one another, and I enjoyed seeing him out there.
It was about a 12, it may still be going on, it was about a 12-hour evening. It was a long show. But I think everybody had come there, obviously, to pay a tribute to Clive, but to see Whitney perform.
Definitely.
And is it over now for her? Is she back now? Is she off the covers of magazines?
Well, I think this is a step in the right direction, Pat, but I think she still, you know, has a long way to go to prove herself to the industry that she's reliable, because I think a lot of producers of shows like this feel it's a risk booking her because she's canceled so many times.
What was the buzz swirling around your area when she came out, when she was finished? Did people say she was great? She was, you know, what were they saying?
Oh, well, I think once she finished, people bolted out of there because that was it. All they wanted to see was her, even though there were like 5 more acts to go. So she was definitely the sort of the climax of the evening. And the people around me were like, take your time, Whitney, take your time. You know, they were encouraging her because they knew how much pressure she was under.
In short, she nailed it.
She did. She most certainly did.
Tom, thank you very much.
Thanks
for joining us. When we come back here.